The next category is my favorite hot weather fragrance and or warm weather fragrance. And again, I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to anyone, but Nuit de Cellophane by Serge Lutens. I bought this year. I've been circling around this for quite a while. I was always scared to buy it because, again, I was never traditionally a fruity, sort of florally kind of perfume girl. So I didn't know if I could justify buying a bottle of this because of that. But heck, it's the 10-year anniversary of this fragrance in 2019, and I thought maybe it's time to just bite the bullet. Every time I go into a store that stocks Serge Lutens, I have a sniff of it and I sit there and I and ah about it. So I decided to just go for it, and I'm so glad I did. I've only had it for a couple of months and I've already used a fair bit of it. It is just, I feel so clean and fresh and pretty in this fragrance. Even on the hottest days where I look like a hot mess. So, yay, Serge. The next category is my favorite natural perfumes. Now, these were all discoveries that I made this year. So these are all new. This one is Rogue Perfumery, Chant Lumière. A beautiful, creamy, fluffy tuberose fragrance, and yeah, absolutely stunning. There's no muddiness or dirtiness to this tuberose at all. It's just stunning and perfect for spring. So I have been really enjoying that one. The next one is someone from my own hometown. Well, actually, it's not from where I live. I was about to say it's not my hometown because I'm actually from Western Australia, not from Brisbane originally, but I live here now, so it is my hometown. This is by Tion Reinthal Perfumes. She is a Brisbane perfumer, and she has the most amazing sounding fragrances. I haven't smelled many of them yet, but I intend to, and I'm really excited about the prospect of possibly meeting her in 2020. But this is called Nephitum. Hopefully I've said that right, Tion. And it is, this has all of my favorite spices in it. It's a spice bomb, effectively, but it has cardamom and cinnamon and cloves and I think an amber accord. And yeah, it's just an absolutely beautiful, stunning fragrance. It's a little bit woodsy and spicy, and I just love it. So I'm sorry, keep losing focus, but that's that one. And then the last one in this category is Sarah Horowitz, Origin Story. This smells like a really natural perfume to me. This is what I would imagine natural perfumes to smell like. It's sort of balsamic, and it's a woody amber. It's got jasmine in it as well, I think. It's got lots of things in it, actually. And a bit of patchouli. I think maybe it's the patchouli that's giving it kind of the natural smell. But when I put this on, or when I just smell it out of the bottle, it smells like calm quietness to me. I don't know what it is about this fragrance, but it just calms me down. And it's so peaceful. So I wear this to yoga and when I'm meditating, when I get around to meditating. But it's just, yeah, it's a stunning, stunning fragrance. I really like it, some of her others as well. I've got lots of samples from all of her other perfumes, and there are a couple of others that I really enjoy as well. So I'll probably be purchasing some more from her in 2020. The next category is my most treasured gift for 2019, which So I know that Mer Carmen also was a gift, and obviously it's my favourite release of 2019. But this one is one that came to me completely unexpectedly. It was given to me this year by a work colleague who had it, and she said she never wears it, it's not really her thing. She gave it a go and just couldn't do it. It had been sitting on her dresser for a long, long time. But she found out that I liked Perfume, and we don't even work in the same city, so she had to wait for me to visit the office in the city that she works in, and then she very generously came in one day with this plus a whole heap of other goodies, samples and such, and gave them to me. So just because she found out that I like Perfume, I was blown away. I've never experienced that before, so I just thought that was absolutely the most amazing thing. And I really love this one. In fact, it was funny because I've always, again, it's one of the Chanel number 19 is one of those ones that I've kind of always hovered around, but I've never gotten around to buying it. And there she was, and of course this year too. I don't know why, but I heard lots of people talking about it this year. I don't know. It seemed to be back in vogue. So anyway, I thought that was really, really cool. The next category is my favourite Aussie fragrance. So this is a brand new bottle. I got it a few weeks ago. I haven't really worn it since I bought this particular bottle. It's White Sandalwood by Goldfield & Banks. I also really, really love their wood infusion, but my partner wears that more than I do, and I did buy him a bottle. So I just thought I would focus on this one because this is the one that I bought for me and I really resonated with. It is just a beautiful, light, creamy sandalwood fragrance, and it does kind of smell like Australia. But I don't know what it is about it that makes me think of home, but it really does, and I just really love it. So it works really well in the warm weather. I've been through, I don't know why, but maybe because I'm based in Australia and they're an Australian brand, but whenever I buy perfume from a perfumery and they give you samples, particularly if you're buying online and they just put samples in the box, they always seem to give me Goldfield & Banks, which I'm not complaining about at all whatsoever. So I have had several samples of this one already, which is why it's still full to the brim, because I've only just bought this one. I love that one. All right, so we're getting down to the last two. The second last fragrance, or second last category, is I guess my most dangerous blind buy. Now, I don't condone blind buying at all whatsoever, but sometimes you just you get caught up in things. And I had heard so much about this perfume that I just dived right in. I didn't even think about buying a sample because it was from overseas, and I thought by the time I pay for the shipping on a little sample, I may as well just take the risk and buy the perfume. I don't know why I thought that, because normally I don't think that. Anyway, it turned out really well because I love it. But it is Pink Patchouli by SP Parfums. So Sven is a perfumer from Germany, I think, and he's been getting a bit of airtime in the fragrance community over the last year or two, because I think he also won an award. He did a collaboration with Tom Elise, Iana from Tom Elise, the YouTube channel, and I think they won an award for that. But this one really caught my attention. The way people were talking it up, I don't know, it just sounded really great, and I am a patchouli fan. I like patchouli in many different forms, and anyway, so yeah, I bought it, and it's really peppery, so it really does smell like pepper, and a really light, sort of airy patchouli, and a bit dusty as well. Not too dusty though, and I just really like it. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. It works all year round, but when I think of this one, I think of springtime, and I clearly am enjoying it because you can see I've used a bit of it. So, but yeah, it was not cheap, especially trying to get it to Australia and paying the conversion to euros. And look, I don't do it very often. In fact, I do try and not blind buy, and I won't be blind buying very much in 2020, I don't think. I'm over it, but I did so well with that one. I was so happy. And then the last one is my sexiest fragrance, I think, for 2019. This is New York by Whittian. I've got to move this back because I'm running out of room. This fragrance, wow, I just speechless. I've discovered this fragrance because I had, I think it was a random sample that came from Lucky Scent with another purchase, possibly the Xerjoff one. I think I bought that from Lucky Scent. And I didn't even know what it was. And in fact, I didn't try it. It was sitting in my little cache of samples for ages and ages. And one night I just randomly just threw it on and I went, wow, what is that? And my partner went, wow, what is that? And I was like, I don't know. I don't even know what it was that I put on. So I had to go back digging to figure out which one it was that I had put on, because I'd thrown the sample vial back in with all the other samples. And yeah, I mean, it kind of opens a little bit bright and fruity, but it changes really, really quickly and just keeps changing over time, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and more complex. If you go look up the notes for this one, the notes list is as long as your arm. It's huge. So I'm not going to go through them all, but just to give you an idea of the feel of it, it's tobacco, amber and caramel and spices and woods and resins and a bit of fruit and citrus in there as well to sort of, I guess, lighten it up. And I swore black and blue that there was oud in this when I first smelled it, because I hadn't looked up the notes. And they're not in the notes listing. And perhaps it's just the crazy list of really sort of deep, dark things that are in this fragrance that creates an element of oud. But to me, I feel like it does kind of have a slight little animalic kick to it, but not, it's quite bold and forward, but it doesn't go over the edge to being, doesn't smell skanky. So, it is a big, big fragrance. I find that people around me smell me when I'm wearing this fragrance, even in situations where people don't normally comment on fragrances. So it's definitely not for the faint-hearted, this one. But man, what a stunning, stunning bottle. And the packaging it came in was also really beautiful. I think I did a video of that. That's on my Instagram as well. But absolutely amazing, stunning fragrance. It's probably a little bit too warm today for me to wear it tonight. So if it had been a bit cooler tonight, I might have worn this instead of the Mercarmen, but I'm wearing the Mercarmen because I know that I can handle that in warmer weather, whereas this one, I think, I haven't tried it in warm weather and I don't want to choke everybody out. So anyway, that is my very long list for 2019. And thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful new year, everybody. And I look forward to interacting with you all in 2020.